Since this big match is getting closer, I figured I would do a prediction. Devon versus levan. And this is me going off of their last match, the Devon versus Hermes match, the levan versus Hermes match, and a lot of Devon's recent matches, especially the Georgie match. And obviously all of the weights that I'm seeing them both lift on YouTube. So I think levan is just about as strong as he was when they faced the first time, but I think his wrist isn't 100%, and it's not because he hasn't done the 100-kilogram wrist curl. What made me think it is when he was sparring with Irakli, and Irakli, every time he would hit, levan's wrist would go back. Maybe they put that out on purpose to make people think that Irakli was taking levan's wrist. Levan would get it back, but it was pretty flat. So if that is real, and Irakli was popping levan's wrist back, and levan shaking, getting his wrist bit back, Devon stopped him in round one, their first match, and Devon's pronation is like 20% stronger. I think that Devon's gonna stop him in round one again, except it's gonna be a little higher up. And I think on go, when they both stretch out, we're gonna know within a few seconds how the match is gonna go. I think it's basically gonna be levan's cupping and side pressure versus Devon's pronation and riser. And I think levan's cup will get cracked at the you know, when he gets close to pinning Devon, and if Devon stops him like I think he can, I think his cup is going to break, his wrist is going to go back a little bit, and every time he surges, his wrist will go back. And every time he surges, it'll get harder and harder to pin Devon. Now, he might have enough power to get one or two pins, but I think after that he'll be too gassed, unless he actually can transition to a press like Gennady did. If he has studied that match and he uses that formula and he's gotten lighter enough and agile enough to transition to a press, Devon could be in trouble. But this makes me think about the Georgie match, and Georgie doesn't weigh as much as levan. Georgie gets stuck in those positions, and I don't think he's fast enough to stand up and keep the pressure on and transition into a press. I think by the time he stands up, his arm is going to be back towards the center of the table, and he won't be in a press position anymore. And possibility, same thing with levan, because he's so damn big. He's not fast enough to transition. So if everything goes the way that I think it's going to go, I think Devon will probably win 4-2, or maybe 5-1. I would say it's more likely that levan gets only one pin, to be honest, the way it's looking. Devon is just so, he's so dialed in. His training is so pinpointed to do exactly what he wants to do that he's going to stop Levan in round one. Levan's going to have to completely gas himself out to get the pin on Devon. Those rising pronation defensive hits that Devon does when the other guy is trying to hit to finish the pin make it so hard for the guy to access their power and finish and get him to the pad. So, like I said, maybe Levan will dig, flop wrist a little bit, and just kind of use side pressure like Todd Hutchings and just throw everything that he has at it and get a pin. But I don't think he can do it even 2 times in a row. I think Devon's stamina and Levan's stamina is going to make a big difference in this match rather than last match, due to Devon being stronger. You know, last time the stamina didn't matter because Levan was so strong, but now Devon has kind of equaled the playing field enough to where the stamina will come into play. This is obviously I'm speculating, but that's my prediction. Devon wins 4-1 or 4-2.